I'm Luis Espinoza. I'm a mechanical engineering junior at the University of Houston, and I'm also pursuing a minor in math. Mechanical engineering is all about understanding how things work, how to make them better, specifically in the mechanical aspect of things. And that's what energy is all about. How tomorrow we can output more energy than we outputted today. And the way we can do that is by looking at the process, understanding the mechanical parts of the energy system and how we can make them better. And mechanical engineering, so far in my undergraduate classes, I've learned that how to apply thermodynamics, how to apply fluid mechanics into optimizing maybe wind turbine technology or solar system technology. So second semester of my freshman year, I got the opportunity to work at the National Wind Energy Center under Professor Susu Wang. That has been a great experience so far. I worked there for 2 years. Our research was mainly focused on offshore wind turbine technology and the composites aspect of it and how we can make them stronger. So right now in the US, we rely heavily on onshore wind turbines, and the DOE, the Department of Energy, is making a strong push to move away from that towards more offshore wind turbines that we can start placing 100 miles offshore in the Gulf of Mexico. Because the thing about it is that out there, you do get wind 24/7, so you can actually generate enough energy to fulfill the world's needs. So a big question that we always get is, how can we take something so big as a wind turbine, which can be 12, 15, 20 feet long, and simulate in a small lab? And the answer is actually we just scale it all down. So to understand how a wind turbine works in a larger scale, you really just have to understand how it's going to work in a smaller scale. So we make 15, 20-inch samples, or we went all the way up to about 2 feet samples and test those out. And from there, you can amplify the results. And it's actually been pretty successful. I ended up having to leave the lab to focus more on school and stuff. But I know they're now moving on to amplifying those results. And from what I hear from the people I still keep in touch with from the lab, it really easily correlates to a larger scale. So far in this role, I feel like I've really made a difference in changing the perspective of U of H being a energy university. Like I mentioned at the UH Energy Symposium, we met with a lot of people not affiliated to the university. They came to the symposium to hear the talk, hear the speakers, and then in the reception, they got to meet us, the UH Energy ambassadors, and talking to them and then showcasing what it is that's going on here at U of H related to energy. I feel like it made them be aware of something that they didn't know before, and that has been really successful so far, changing the perspective. This is also happening at Houston Energy Day back in October. We're out there showcasing what U of H is doing in energy, and a lot of people from the community that didn't know are being aware of it. And so far in this role, that has been a very successful part. I meet a lot of younger students who are always wondering what to do. Some advice that I can give them, and the best piece of advice I can give you guys is don't be afraid to dive up the deep end of the pool. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. I remember I was a second semester freshman, barely had calculus 1 under my belt and some basic chemistry, not even physics. I was taking physics at the time, and I was given the opportunity to work at a wind energy research lab. Totally out of my comfort zone. Had no idea how to work any of the software that we use, had no idea how to do any of the calculations that we did. But I didn't let that fade me. I went into it, I learned a lot. It was a very steep learning curve. There was a lot of after hours researching on my own, but it was a very rewarding experience because it really introduced me to the research process. It made me more interested in research in graduate school. And just like my experience was with the lab, I know countless other students who stepped out in the comfort zone really early on and got involved in something that maybe was out of their reach, and then they gain a lot out of it. So don't be afraid of doing that. Be willing to step out of your comfort zone because you're going to gain a lot from it.